Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Mr. Arun Wakhlu, Chairman, Pragati Leadership Institute Private Limited. Sir is an executive coach and master facilitator. Sir has graduated in electrical engineering from IIT Delhi and has completed his postgraduate diploma in business administration from IIM Ahmedabad. Sir's career began with Nelco and he continued his stint with the Tatas as part of the Tata Administrative Service. He worked for Tata Motors Jamshedpur and MAP Consultants Pune before eventually starting Pragati Leadership in 1986. Sir is globally recognized trainer, coach and facilitator in leadership and organizational transformation with over 25,000 hours of experience in facilitation and coaching. His wealth of experience includes facilitation of leadership workshops in India, France, USA, Australia, Singapore, Dubai, South Africa, Finland, the Netherlands, and several other countries for leading Indian and international organizations like Hindustan Unilever, BP Castrol, Philips, HDFC, SR, Reliance Retail, Tata Group, Aditya Birla Group, ICICI Prudential, and Ranbaxy, to name a few. Sir is the originator of the model and practice of wholesome leadership and wholesome development. This distinction is over and above the numerous papers has presented at many international conferences. Sir has taught corporate ethics in the PGPX program and managerial oral communication in the PGP program at the IIM Ahmedabad. He is the course director of the program on ethics in public governance designed for senior members of the Indian Administrative Services IAS and Indian Police Services IPS. Sir, we are glad to have you and it's an honor to have you. The floor is all yours.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Sandra. Thank you very much for the introduction and very hearty good evening, and good evening Professor Bala, Professor Heminder Singh, and ladies and gentlemen. I just want to start by appreciating your immense capacity to bear 12, 13, 14 presentations in a day. So give yourself a big hand for that. Awesome. I was scheduled to speak after Professor Mayur Vora, and I said, look, I don't want to, tax them any longer, but kindly he's agreed to speak after me, and so thank you, Mr. Mayur Vora, for that. Okay, the theme is leaders for tomorrow, but I want to make this an interactive session. Are you okay with that? Yes. Right? So because the more you're active, the more you engage with each other and with me, the more we are going to energize ourselves and be more joyful. Would you agree with that? Yes. So we're going to have a very interactive session, and let me also warn you, it may get a bit chaotic at times, because suddenly you may have to get up and move to the other side of the room or cluster up there or do something. Are you willing to experience a bit of that? Yes. Okay, all okay? Game, is that okay? Yes. Professor Bala, a little bit of chaos and they can breathe a little bit and move? Yes, okay, thank you. So, I want to just start off by wishing you a very hearty namaste. My slides have gone ahead all over somewhere, so just give me a moment. Leaders for tomorrow. I just want to start by really saying a big namaste to you. What does namaste mean? This beautiful Indian greeting is what? What does namaste mean? It's a greeting. It's a greeting. Well, just to quickly get this right, it means that the creative intelligence in me, the spirit, the power in me, the timeless, eternal, creative power in me, and the timeless and creative, eternal power in you is the same. Are you getting that? And I salute that, I see that, I honor that. The thing that makes me breathe is the same thing that makes you breathe. I salute that. And it's also a space of great joy. You remember? Will you remember that? That inside this creative energy is a space of great joy. Will you remember that? Okay, so here's something we're going to do to remember that. So, what I want you to do is, I want you to get up. All of you. I want you to get up and I want you to look around the room and see all these beautiful manifestations of that creative intelligence and to stretch a little bit. Stretch. Just take a big stretch. That's nice. Beautiful. And I'd like you to remember, before we actually do a namaste, before we actually look into the eyes of someone else, and remember that the same thing that is making me breathe right now is the same thing that is making the other person breathe, and that it's a space of great joy. Just to remember that, we're going to laugh together for a few seconds. So let's all laugh. Come on, everyone. Yes. Very nice. Okay. And remembering and just remembering this space of joy, energy, enthusiasm and peace inside us, which is the same as the joy, energy and enthusiasm and peace in the other. Sincerely look into their eyes, turn towards your partner, turn towards your neighbor and do a namaste to them. Come on. And now the other partner now. And just shake their hands. I just want you to shake their hands and just tell them, I just want you to shake their hands and just tell them that I salute the place in you which is sacred, which is also the place in me that is sacred. I salute that. Shake their hands and tell them, hey, we are both divine. We are both divine. We are all divine. Okay, please have a seat. Please have a seat. I was escorted from my home to this place by Nupur and Amandeep, and I was asking them, what do you guys want to hear? What do you want to hear? And I spoke to some more students who are providing excellent service. I said, what do you want to hear today? And they said, I said, my talk is about leaders for tomorrow. They said, tell us a few things that can help us to get a good placement. He said, just cut straight to that. I mean, forget all the gyan and this and that. We are all concerned. We want a placement and all that. So can you give us a few tips? And then I met Mr. Mayur Vora for a cup of tea and we were waiting. And he said, don't you think we should tell these young, beautiful, bright, intelligent people how to create jobs rather than look for jobs? He's an outstanding entrepreneur. You know about Mapro. Outstanding. They have built a factory in Y where there are no locks, no keys, absolutely open. The whole community is caring for it. So can we look at how can we really not only get placed, but can we create jobs? So I'm going to tell you 4 things today. I'm going to share with you 4 secrets. 4 simple secrets, and I promised to finish by 7. I promised that I'm going to hand it over to him by 7, so this is going to be quick. And these 4 secrets, if you master them, if you really understand them, these 4 secrets can not only help you get a job, walk in with your head straight and get an outstanding placement, but it can also help you to create jobs, like Mayur is doing. Is that okay? Okay, so Let's start with the two outer things first, and then I'll tell you the two inner things. So the first outer thing is this. Leverage your strengths. Leverage your gifts and strengths. Figure out what you're good at and leverage them. And sometimes we don't see our strengths. The hardest thing to see is what is in front of our eyes. We have humongous talent, we have great potential, but somehow because we're so busy looking elsewhere, we miss this. Let me tell you a little story. A few days back, I was in Switzerland. We had called for a global gathering for One Wholesome World. We had called people from all over the world. And there were people from different countries. And there was one person called Pastor James from Nigeria. So he was sitting there and we were talking. And Pastor James said, you know, Arun, we need some help. We need some help from India. So I said, what's this help? He said, we want to grow a lot of Moringa oleifera trees in Nigeria. I said, what? What is this Moringa oleifera tree? He said, you don't know? It's the miracle tree. I said, what? Miracle tree? What is this miracle tree? He said, it cures 300 diseases. It is the most nutritious vegetable on the planet are the leaves of this tree. I said, are you sure? What is this Moringa oleifera tree? And you know what he told me stunned me. He said the Moringa oleifera tree is the drumstick tree. I said, what? You must be kidding me. The drumstick tree? You mean the drumsticks? He said, no, Arun, the leaves, the leaves. How many of you knew that the most nutritious vegetable on the planet is the leaves of this tree which is in your backyard and all over? How many of you knew this? A few of you knew. But let me just tell you something more about this. The leaves of this tree have 7 times more vitamin C than oranges, 4 times the vitamin A of carrots, 4 times the calcium of milk, 3 times the potassium of bananas, and 2 times the protein of yogurt. Anyone here is a vegetarian? How many are vegetarians, right? Wow, beautiful, beautiful. That's lovely. Many of you vegetarians, and I'm also vegetarian, are told, no, 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 you have to have egg, you have to have meat, you have to have butter, milk. Why? Because it doesn't have the amino acids. It doesn't have the essential amino acids. Ladies and gentlemen, the Moringa oleifera leaves have all the essential amino acids. Every single one of them. Now, why am I telling you this story about Moringa leaves when we're talking about leadership? The point I'm trying to make is sometimes our strengths are right there, but we don't see them, we don't reclaim them, we don't understand them. Now, can you put down on your pad, what are your unique strengths? Put it down on your notebook right now. What are my unique strengths? What am I absolutely great at? Which nobody else can do. It could be anything. You might be a great listener, you might be a great mimic, you might be a very, very good artist. What are you great at? What's your unique strength? Put it down on the pad. Okay, and now, having put it down, tell your neighbor, look him straight or her straight in the eye, and tell your neighbor, what am I great at? What am I good at? Just do it now. Come on, tell them, what am I great at? And now tell your partner, how can I serve from this gift I have? How can I serve from this gift? Now let me explain what I mean. Suppose I am a great, a person very fond of fitness, very fond of health, very fond of good health and all that. How can I serve from this passion of mine? How can I? Tell me. How can I serve from this passion? Anybody? So, yeah, carry on, share that. Exactly, I can promote fitness to the rest of the world. If I'm excellent, absolutely. If I'm very, very fond of gardening, I love to grow things, I have green fingers, I love to grow things, I'm passionate about growing nutritious stuff and all that. How can I serve from that? How can I serve?
Make the plant more green.
Make the plants more green and
have greenery everywhere.
Excellent. So please tell your partner, how can I serve from my gifts? Just do that quickly now. How can I serve from the gifts? Okay. So have you got a sense of how you can, from your strengths, how I can serve? The second outer dimension is service. Why do rivers flow? For what? To serve other people. Why do flowers blossom? To serve people. Why does the sun shine? Serving. Why do cows give milk? They're serving. My gifts make sense to me only when I serve. So can I all the time look at not only what are my strengths, but how can I serve them? So in a turbulent time when everybody is, there's jostling and all that, why would a person looking for a job come to you? Why would he come to you? Because you have some gifts from which you can serve. Would you agree with that? Yes or no? You are agreed. This is what sustainable business is about. It's about value delivery. Nothing, it's not rocket science, but many times we miss these things. If I'm not working from my strengths, can you give the world the best you have? You can't. So if I'm working from my strengths, I can deliver value to all people. Now, tell me something. Who is delivering more value and who is going to serve more? This one, the one on the left or the one on the right? One on the right. Okay? So what does that mean for us? What does it mean? Freedom, openness, energy. Yes or no? Can this one serve? Not so much. Expressive. How many of you are like this? Quite a few. Wonderful. Excellent. Are you willing to take risks? If I say that I want to invite somebody to come here, right here, and dance without music for about 30 seconds or 40 seconds, some of you are willing? Fantastic. Good. Some are not, some are willing. Okay. So the second point is service. Now, the third one and the fourth one are both inner factors. Let me come to them quickly. By the way, this is what people are motivated by. They are motivated by mastery. How can I get better and better? What happens when I'm learning? What happens when I'm learning? Continuously looking at how can I learn? What happens to my ability to serve? It increases, right? Constantly looking at how can I get better. Just now Mayur was telling me how his uncle is all the time looking at how can we give more, how can we make it cheaper, better, and so on. Constant mastery, autonomy, and higher purpose. Why is higher purpose important? That even if I'm applying for a job, my vision is large. I want to serve humanity. How is that going to help you? How does it help you to have a large, expanded vision? Even if I'm applying for a little job. Can anyone tell me why it's important to have a higher purpose? How that helps you to serve better? Fantastic. I can look at all the possibilities. What happens to your energy level? Very high, very high. Does that make you a better server? Fantastic. That's it. Are you getting that? Higher purpose and autonomy. Okay, that brings me to the third dimension. Okay, by the way, Richard Branson, very, very powerful entrepreneur, he said, if you're going into business purely to make money, that's the motive, you're better off doing nothing. I think one of the biggest mistakes we make sometimes is, which job is paying me the most? Mistake. I would urge you to ask, where can I give the best I have? If you follow the sun, what happens to the shadows behind you? The shadows will follow you. You agree? If you look at service, higher purpose, money comes behind you. If you want Lakshmi to run after you, what should you do? Run after her? Run after Vishnu. And Lakshmi runs after you. And that means, can I serve? Okay. That brings me to the third thing. Joy. Please remember, folks, joy is the hallmark of excellence in every field. Write it down on your pads. Joy is the hallmark of excellence in every field. Whether it's teaching, whether it is theater or music or anything. The most outstanding people are the most joyous. Right? And if I say on a scale of 0 to 10, what's my joy level? Ask yourself. And whether I'm joyful or not depends on, and don't say it depends on the institute. I know many of you will say, no, how joyful I am depends on, no, it depends on you. Let me just give you a few tips on that. I'll give you a few tips. And why is it important? Because what happens when you're joyful? What happens to your value delivery and service? It increases. What happens to your teamwork when you're joyful, when you're open, when you're happy, radiating joy? Better teamwork. What happens to creativity when you're joyful and your mind is free and expanded? Exactly. Are you getting it? Joy is something that you need to choose. I'll just give you a few quick tips on this, then we'll come to the last one, and I'll hand it over to Mayur. Awareness, appreciation, and gratitude. Awareness, remembering all the time that I'm divine. My inner nature is joy. Ananda is who I am. Appreciating. Tell your partner sitting next to you 3 things that you're grateful for. Tell him, tell her now. 3 things I'm grateful for. Quickly. 3 things I'm grateful for. Quick, fast. What am I grateful for? What are the 3 things I'm grateful for? I'm almost out of time, so I have to move fast. What am I grateful for? Come on. Okay, here's something I just want to quickly give you a metaphor for, a quick metaphor to remember. In every single moment, you can choose joy or misery. And a simple way to choose joy is what? Anyone? An attitude of gratitude. Focus on what you're grateful for. Focus on what's good in a situation. If everything is dark, focus on the little chinks of light that you can focus on, because whatever you focus on will grow. Is there something great about India? Yes or no? Yes. Lots. So if you go on thinking about what's great in India, we have people like Mayur, we have so many entrepreneurs, we have the Moringa oleifera tree all over the place. We have lovely students like you, humongous human energy, great spirit of service like the youngsters who served us, huge amounts to be grateful for. And your heart expands, and whatever you focus on will grow. If you want to get rid of the darkness, what's the way to do it? Light the candles, look at the jugnus, connect the jugnus together, and slowly the darkness starts going away. Don't curse the darkness. That only makes it worse. Same in your own life. Okay, key success mantra? Love. Not love, but love. Okay. The last one I want to tell you is this before I close. The greatest power supply in the universe, 24/7, which is all the time available for you, is your innermost I am, your innermost essence. It's a beautiful, beautiful power supply of peace and joy and energy and enthusiasm, and it's who you are. It's your essence. But it's like any other power supply, it's there for you only if I connect to it. You agree? And if I don't connect to it, it's not there for me. And I would like to tell you that as a leader, while many changes happen on the outside, remember the inside is this profound center of peace and silence and anchor. Any entrepreneur, any leader, anybody who has made a difference in life is anchored in the center. Remembers this powerful source. You can call it Allah or God or Brahman or Holy Spirit or I am or awareness. It doesn't matter. They remember that this is who I am. No matter what is happening on the outside, I will take refuge in this inner space. And that gives them strength. That gives them resilience. That gives them joy. In the darkness, when everything is dark, they still see that that little light is there within me. Are you getting it? And if you can go inside a place to seeking a job and saying, hey, I'm not a job seeker, I'm a giver of value. I want to give you value. I'm a joyful person. I'm not going like this, please give me a job, please give me a job. No, I've come here laden with ideas to give you value. I'm an entrepreneur. I will create value in your organization, and you're smiling and laughing. It's easy to get a job. Okay, so remember, I am awareness, and this profound awareness that you are energizes your intention, your inspiration, your innovation. It integrates you. We were talking to a German company today. They said, you know, we have people from all over the world. How do we work as a team? I said, yeah, there's something common in humanity. And that's your awareness. That's our divine spirit, the Namaste thing. Right? And can you stay focused on that? And simple mantra to do that is be in the now. Be in the now. Don't get caught up in the past. Don't worry about the future. If you're eating something, eat it now. I was standing looking at a sunset with somebody, and the lady said, you know what? In Delhi, there's a restaurant called Nirula's, and the pizza, the mustard sauce, fabulous. I said, look at the sunset. Look at that, the colors. No, Nirula is great. Then when we were eating a pizza somewhere, remember that sunset? So, be in the now. If you look at the word now, can you make some more letters, words with the same letters? One. And all are my own, right? Mullah Nasruddin looking for the lost donkey. He had only one donkey. That's how we are sometimes. We miss the profound beauty and power of who we are. Don't hold back, folks. This is the moment. Decide on one act of service, one act of appreciation, one compliment, one something, but do it now. Take these baby steps. You know, outer resources are finite, but your inner resources are infinite. Choose gratitude, choose appreciation. Turn around to your partner once more and look them in the eye and say one thing you appreciate about them. Right now. Right now. Do it now. Quick. Fast. What do you appreciate about your partner? Tell them. Tell them right now. What do you appreciate about them? Don't postpone goodness. Don't postpone it. This moment may not come back. You are such lovely people, honestly. I really want to acknowledge and appreciate the beauty, the power, the potentiality that each one has here. But I also want to add, it'll come out only if you take the baby steps, you start. Is it okay? Start somewhere. So just to summarize, discover and leverage your strengths. If you're a fish, don't try to compete with a squirrel who loves to climb a tree, and then you're competing with a squirrel climbing a tree, and the fish, poor thing, can't climb the tree, so I'm no good. No. Sorry, your work is to swim in the ocean, in the river. Leverage my strengths. Use the strengths to serve, to add value to people. Do it with what kind of emotions? Joy, energy, enthusiasm, peace, and stay in touch with your innermost I, your awareness. Is that okay? Nothing can stop you as a leader, as an entrepreneur. You'll get the jobs you want. And remember, walk the journey, do something today about it, and don't forget to laugh. Don't forget to play. I was told, when do you play? They said, who's got the time to play? Please, Bala sir, please give them some time to play. Because unless they get the space to really express their gifts and be a little bit like they are meant to be at this age, it will add the entrepreneurial spirit, it will add the creative energy, it will make them the entrepreneurs that we all dream of and the leaders that we dream of. So this is my humble request, sir. Humble request. Okay, so